What's up, everybody out there on YouTube? Bryce Michael RC here, and today we're finally going to get to my final review of the 3D printed Scout Trooper helmet, and I'm going to show you guys this, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth about some things that I didn't cover in the actual build video, like the chin strap and such. I didn't really show you any of that, and some other things, but I wanted to mention before we get into all that I will be doing 2 videos today. Because we're getting back into FPV, officially back into FPV. You can see my drone right up here, and I've been flying it, testing it, and stuff like that. Not as good of a pilot as I was 3 years ago. It's been 3 years, but I'm going to be releasing a video today that kind of shows step by step of my very first flight back into FPV, and then gradually up until I got the PIDs all done. And now I'm kind of, it's just like 2 days. And so there's little bits and pieces of flying and stuff on it. And I'm going to propose a question that everybody can kind of answer in the comments if you'd like. This channel used to be 100% drones. It was mainly dedicated to the Phantom 3 Standard and some toy drones and reviews and things like that. But then once we got into 3D printing, that's when the subscribers started spiking a lot. And you know that I've gotten into several different things. I've done reviews of airbrushes, the tattoo gun and things like that that don't really go with 3D printing, and I kind of want to keep this channel mainly 3D printing. But I still have subscribers that are subscribing because they are FPV fans or fans of drones, because I still have those drone videos on this channel. And I debated on just turning this into a hobby channel. What I kind of want to do is I don't want to fill this up, because I love flying so much, I don't want to fill this up with like FPV stuff, because I don't like the initial. And we'll kind of get into that later. I don't like all the constant, you know, like the Ladrib vlogs and things like that, where he just kind of does a vlog all day and then shows a bunch of flying and stuff, and that's basically it. To me, that's kind of boring, and I don't want to make content like that. I'd like to do some flight videos, but I'd like to do some more like reviews of the batteries, the FPV cameras and things that I did way back, and maybe still go back into the Acro Sundays. But I'm not sure if I want to do that here or if I want to make a new channel. Now, me and Andre have gotten back together after 3 years of not even talking or anything. We both got out of FPV. After 3 years, once I started building it, I contacted him back and found out that he was living back here in Arc City. And he came over and helped me finish polishing up the settings in the drone and stuff, and then we went out and flew together, so that's awesome. And so we're going to be doing the Tornado Alley Quads thing again, and so I'm thinking about just doing TAQ, separate YouTube channel, and just putting the drone stuff there. Maybe doing some drone stuff on this channel, but mostly on the TAQ. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you're just into 3D printing, just want to see these helmets and stuff made, that's awesome. I'm fine with that. We're going to continue to do this. If you'd like to see FPV stuff on here and see some of that flight video and some of the reviews and stuff, let me know. I can keep it on here, and I will be putting some of it on here. But like I said, we're debating on doing the whole, just putting everything on the TAQ side of things and all that. One more thing too before I get into this, the giveaway. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done a video, and I had to wait a long time to get some more PLA in, so I haven't had a chance to start the giveaway helmet, but I'm starting that today. Okay, I got the 2 deals of PLA in, or 2 rolls of PLA in, and I am starting that helmet today, along with, hopefully I can start the Psycho Ranger, because I got 2, and each helmet only takes about 1 roll. So I'm hoping that I can do both of them off of these 2 rolls, and that way we get two more helmets coming up. Again, the giveaway is going to be, he picked the Mandalorian helmet, so we've already got a Mandalorian. You can see it right there. We'll just be doing another one, and we're going to be doing a different one. So it's basically the same thing, but it's the actual Mandalorian helmet. So this one, if you go back to the video, the front part here isn't the same as the Mandalorian in the show. It's a little bit different. The one that I'm making him is 100% accurate, so it's actually going to be a completely different helmet. But that's being made. Anything else on the docket? I don't think I have anything else on the docket. Anyways, let's get to this. It's already been like a few minutes, so I apologize about that. Let's get into this right here. This thing, look how huge this is. I printed this way too big. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to this. It's in Thingiverse. You can download this absolutely free. And it's a really fun helmet to build. And it was suggested to me by a subscriber. Told me that if I do another Star Wars helmet or something, to do this one, that it's a really good helmet. And so I said, all right, let's do it. And I started printing this a while back, and then I posted a few pictures of just the top printed part on Instagram, and he said, are you printing that Scout Trooper helmet? Make sure that you print it a little bit bigger because it's actually small. The 100% size is actually pretty small. And I started looking at it, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of small. So I went back and redid all the files, and I put it at 120%. So this is 120%. I wouldn't recommend you doing it at 120%. I would recommend at 105% because the actual original file isn't that small. It's small for a guy with a large size head like me. It's pretty small. It would have been a really tight fit, more for a big child. So 105%, maybe 110% would be fine, but not 120. This thing is gigantic. So this might be going up for sale, or maybe going into a giveaway or something like that, because actually with the size of this helmet, it's a little too big to go on my shelf, to be 100% honest with you. It's huge. So, but I had a lot of fun building it. This is one of my favorite helmets I think I've ever built, and one of the main reasons is because it opens. You can see the inside here. It's got a chin strap, and then it closes. How awesome is that? That is cool. It's got a lot of nice detail. This was just a ton of fun to build, to paint, and you guys can go over there if you want to see anything that went into building this. You guys can go check out my 3 videos that I uploaded a couple weeks ago of this thing being built and made. It was a ton of fun, and if you guys want to build one too, you guys can just follow along with that. Let me start out. This is just a basic spray paint, a basic white Rust-Oleum spray paint, flat white, and then it had a gloss coat on top of it, just a flat black that got glossed, and then this gray right here is just a filler primer, so all glossed over. This right here at a distance looks good, looks like the actual one, but if you look up close, it's really not all that great. I just kind of did that myself, using tape and stuff, and then sprayed some of the filler primer on here to get a good look, a good kind of design there. I'm actually thinking about sanding this off and ordering, like repainting this white and then ordering the actual sticker, because you can order the sticker online. So I printed this in, what did I print it in? Oh, several different PLAs, actually. I wonder if you can see on the inside, there's several different colors. And if you look in the process video, it's several different colors, so it's several different PLAs. Basically what I did is I had already started printing this a while back on something, and so when I stopped printing the masks, I just had a whole bunch of leftover PLA. I didn't have an entire roll, and so I didn't know if I had enough to build an entire helmet. So since I had already started this one, I went ahead and just used the rest of those rolls to finish this off, and I just had enough. Just had enough. In fact, you'll see in my next video, I printed off this little container like this, and that was literally all the plastic I had left was for that container. So I couldn't tell you exactly what plastic was used in this, the exact plastic. I know that it was PLA, but that's it. So it was printed on the Creality Ender 3 and the Anycubic i3 Mega. I will tell you, and I mentioned this in the previous video in a kind of a long section in video number 1, don't print one helmet that's split into multiple pieces on 2 different printers, because it will be off a little bit. It just will. My Anycubic i3 Mega is just a superior machine to the Creality Ender 3, and so it just printed the pieces way better. The Creality Ender 3 printed good pieces, don't get me wrong, I've got the settings just right, but the way that it does the supports and structures that, it just didn't fit together correctly where supports were and stuff, and so I had to force pieces in, which meant that I had to do a lot of Bondo work around here, around the front, and you guys can see that in the process video, like all over the top and then on one of the sides. So you guys will see that in there. If we open this up here, it's just these hinges, it's these little ball things here, and you'll see in the video that it kind of goes at a slant. You have to make sure that those go in correctly. And I don't think it really matters which one goes on the outside and which one goes on the inside, but you can see in those videos, I think video number 3, the way that I ended up doing it. So this chin piece here, nice little plastic piece, and basically I just took some nylon strapping, and it has these holes that run horizontally right here and here, and I ran the nylon strapping up through, and then whenever I got to the inside there, I basically took a lighter and just burned the end, because on these nylon strappings you can burn the end and it kind of frays it out and melts it into a blob, and so then it won't come out ever again. So I probably would rather have something that has a little bit of give, maybe some elasticity or something like that, but I didn't need to, because this helmet was so big that the chin strap wasn't really, and I'll put it on, the chin strap doesn't really matter for me. I thought about having, and I'm probably going to go back in and make this a little bit more adjustable, but there's just not enough space to make it that adjustable. So I think I might cut this and actually, instead of running it on the outside, see, I ran it on the outside because I think it just looks better, and plus when the helmet goes down, it actually holds it in place. It makes it snug when it's on the outside part right here. But I think if you can run it on the inside, it gives you a little bit more space, and it'll allow this to go up a little bit further and be more snug against the chin and stuff. So for looks right now, this looks fantastic, but I think I would have done the chin strap just a little bit different. Probably would have ran the chin straps on the outside and then in here and then on the outside here, which also would have kept it a little bit more snug, I think. So I think there's different ways to do that, and you can mess around with that. Another thing that I didn't really show is all the padding that I put in here. I put a really thick packaging padding in here because this helmet's so big and I wanted it to be able to fit me. But it's still way too big, and I didn't want to put too much padding in here. So this isn't really going to be a wearable helmet for me. It's just going to be kind of a shelf thing. So I just used the darkest tint that I could find at AutoZone for the visor there. So I don't know, not much more I can really say about this. You guys can check out the process videos and stuff to it. I had a lot of fun. When it comes to free files on Thingiverse, I've noticed, because I've built a ton of them, that you can come across some really low grade helmets on there that are really hard to do, that take a ton of bondoing. You know, I've done the Boba Fett one that took a ton of bondoing to smooth out and really round out and stuff and make it look good. All the way up to helmets like this. This is a helmet that this guy should be getting paid for. I mean, it's a really good helmet, and every now and then you'll find a gem like this on there that's just superb, and it's just a really good creation. And a lot of times what a lot of 3D modeling artists will do is they'll put one of their helmets on there and kind of a link to go to see some of their other helmets. So it's just kind of, we got lucky with this one, with getting this one, and it looks fantastic. And I've seen other people online on Instagram, because a lot of people message me pictures of their Scout Trooper helmet that they got made, that come with the actual suits. You know, they're all vacuum formed suits. Whenever you order one, they're all vacuum formed. They're really light plastic and stuff. And the helmets, this looks way better than the helmets that come with those. Way better. So I tried to get it done within a week. I think it took me about a week and a half to do. So there's still a lot of stuff on here I think I could go back in and make it a little bit better, and maybe I could put some weathering on here and really make it look like the guys in the Mandalorian, you know, when they're out there trying to shoot the can and they can't shoot it. I think it would look really good with a little bit of weathering. But some of you guys, I've gotten some comments from some of you people that you don't like the weathering all that much. Some people don't like the weathering. They want to see brand new looking helmets. Some people really love the weathering. I think personally that weathering gives something a little bit of attitude. It makes it your own. So you can do weathering on one helmet and then weathering on another helmet, both helmets exactly the same. You're going to be able to tell the difference between the helmets because of how the weathering's done. So you can do it a little bit more gritty on one, a little less gritty, you know, all sorts of different ways that you can do it. But it really kind of makes it your own helmet, I think, when you do the weathering on it and stuff. You do something like this that looks like a brand new helmet, and it doesn't really have its own personality. It just kind of looks like a brand new Stormtrooper helmet. So I love weathering. I know a lot of you guys don't, but I weather just about everything. So I figured I would make one that just looks brand new. Maybe I'll do a weathering thing on it later, make like a weathering video just to show you the weathering and really show you what this can look like. Because look at all the Star Wars movies. Do you ever see a Scout Trooper helmet do you ever see a Scout Trooper that doesn't have a little bit of weathering on their helmet? I mean, honestly, check it out. Except for maybe the first two guys that were on the speeders on the moon of Endor or whatever it is. Anyways, let's put this on, and this will be the end of this video. I've got my hair pulled back so it doesn't get caught on anything. So you just pop this open, and see my head just fits right in. And I tried to get this high enough up. You can see just how big that is on my head though. And I think that if this was smaller and not so heavy, it would just stay up without me having to hold it up. But I think this is one of the cool things about this helmet comparatively to the other helmets. If you were to cosplay in this, you can kick your helmet up. Everybody else has to take their helmet off or like look down and stuff. You can kind of kick your helmet up. But then you just close it down. And I can see out of this thing perfectly. I love it. I really do. Oh, and then the vents here, the vents on the front here, and then the vents on the back, I just put a black screen behind it, so this actually gets airflow that comes in, because anybody that's ever had a helmet, a cosplay helmet or something, knows just how hot helmets are, and you need some type of ventilation that comes inside of it. And so I could have put a black background behind it, but instead I left this vent open with just a screen behind it, and then these ones open with just a black screen behind it. That way you never fog up your visor. So anyways guys, my name is Bryson Michael RC. I love this. I suggest everybody out there to go and download this file, 3D print this file, because it's a ton of fun. And people will really enjoy it, because people really enjoy Star Wars. So this has been my review for the Scout Trooper helmet from Thingiverse. It's absolutely free. Go over and get you one. Download it, print it. You'll have a ton of fun, just like I did. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.